Danelle Smith on 770 CHQR.
All right. Some of you were asking, where's Andrew Scheer on this discussion? Doesn't he care? Well, he does care, and he's here because he was part of the pressure on the government to have an emergency debate. Andrew Scheer, of course, is leader of the Conservative Party and leader of the official opposition since 2017. What I don't understand is how the LEAP manifesto authors won.
Well, we have groups of people in Canada that are ideologically opposed to the energy sector, and logic doesn't work with them. Because I've spoken with some of them, and I said, you protest and you block this pipeline on Western Canada. I don't see you, trying to blockade the St. Lawrence after tanker of Saudi oil comes in, and all the diesel fuel that's burned shipping the oil from Saudi Arabia with terrible human rights records. I don't see you protesting that. We have refineries in Canada that have the highest environmental standards in the world. We're shipping oil by rail, which is burning diesel. So when you talk to someone and say, it's actually better for the environment, you can reduce emissions by moving this energy through pipelines. You're refining it in Canada, which not only creates jobs and opportunities here, but it's also better for the environment because we have higher standards. When you drive out that investment and growth, when you have projects being built in China and India and other countries that use coal-powered power plants, you're actually getting more emissions in the air. And you walk people through the thinking on that, and they're still opposed to it because they just somehow think that Canada could be the first one to kill our entire energy sector, and somehow, I don't know, we'll all bike to work in minus 40-degree weather, not heat our homes in the winter. But it's not logical. It's ideological, and it's time that we start calling this out. It is funded by foreign groups. There are an awful lot of Canadian organizations that get money from millionaires in other countries, funneling money in through Tides and the Clinton Foundation. And they're distorting the conversation that we're having here in Canada. That's why one of the things that's part of my plan to get pipelines built is to get foreign funding out of the approvals process. That advocacy groups that receive foreign funding are not entitled to have the same standing that Canadians have as we go through these approvals.
That's one great idea. And I know I talked to Blaine Calkins earlier in the week about trying to change the legislation with some of the initiatives he's doing. Anything else you would do to get pipelines built? What would we expect to see with an Andrew Scheer government next year?
Well, it starts with repealing C-69, and everyone who knows about that piece of legislation knows it's a Liberal government bill that is being called the No More Pipelines bill, because that is the effect of it. It would kill any chance of having another big energy project in this country. The Liberals know it. It's part of their plan, as I said, to just squeeze out the energy sector. It also means repealing the carbon tax, because you can't have a carbon tax and have a competitive environment to put investments in that create jobs. I also said that I will invoke the section of the Constitution that talks about things that are in the national interest, so that federal jurisdiction can be clearly defined, so that we don't have, as we see in British Columbia, provincial governments, NDP governments, blockading our exports. It also, to get the First Nations consultations done properly, establishes a ministerial personal representative so that we don't have to go through this maddening process where every 3 or 4 months there's another court ruling. It would provide clarity and certainty. I would also fast-track all jurisdictional questions on the front end. The Liberals still haven't done that. There are things they can do that's in their control. They can take all the uncertainty out of some of these aspects by putting a rushed, fast-track case towards the Supreme Court so we can get certainty. Every person I've spoken to in the energy sector said, tell me where the goalposts are and I'll line up and I'll kick the ball. But you can't have it moving back 5 yards every time I start running. We've got a government here that is acting like Lucy to Charlie Brown, and these proponents will go to places where there is certainty about what hoops they need to go to get things built. And right now it's not Canada under this Liberal government.
All right. Well, thanks for the work that you and your caucus are doing on our behalf. We'll continue watching and hope you make some progress there.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to chat.
That's Andrew Scheer, leader of the Conservative Party and leader of the official opposition since 2017. Now, you guys have been wanting to hear what he's doing about it. That's what he is doing about it.